What's up, people? I wanted to read a verse from 5 verse 21. You have heard that our ancestors were told, you must not murder. If you commit murder, you are subject to judgment. But I say, if you are even angry with someone, you are subject to judgment. If you call someone an idiot, you are in danger of being brought before the court. And if you curse someone, you are in the dangers of the fires of hell. If you are presenting a sacrifice at the altar in the temple, and you suddenly remember that someone has something against you, leave your sacrifice there at the altar. Go and be reconciled to that person. Then come and offer your sacrifice to God. Growing up and in fact watching football, it's been painful as a Man United fan at times. And there's a lot of things we can say in that moment. We know shouting at a TV screen, they can't hear you. And there's been situations in the past with people where I have hurt them, I've put hands on them, and with the peace and understanding I have now in Jesus, I now know that I was so far away from the truth, so far away. And now, even when bad things happen to me, I have to respond with this peace that I can't explain. It's a supernatural peace that transcends all understanding. And sometimes I'm like, why am I not mad? Why am I not angry? So I even ask myself, why am I like this sometimes? But then I come to realize what I'm reading and God who I've prayed to for things like this, how to approach situations peacefully, how to ask God to change my heart. There's when you realize Jesus is King and Lord of your life, and the kingdom of heaven is worth your life. There's things that they're not that level anymore. They're so far away from Christ. They're not even in the same league. So you ask yourself, why am I being angry? Why am I mad at this person? Jesus should be mad at me for everything I've done. He should be mad at those Roman officers. But he forgives them. Forgive them, for they don't know what to do, Father. He forgives his enemies and shows love to them when they've done wrong. So who am I? God has forgiven his enemies. Who am I to say no? Who am I to say, no, you don't have another chance? Because God should be I'm a sinner. I'm dirty. God should always be angry with me. But he loves me. And his love is stronger than his anger. He's quick to love. He's slow to anger. And I'm not saying all anger is bad. But there's just situations where it shouldn't be bothering you that bad. For example, Man United football. It's as much as I love the game, I'm not gonna let it ruin my day. I'm not gonna let it into me. Because if I'm an angry person, let's say we've lost the game, I go to someone, I'm still angry, I'm not gonna respond the way I'm gonna be shouting. That's not love. That's rude. That's disrespectful. That's murder with my mouth, as Christ said. So now you gotta ask yourself, what has that person done to deserve that, to get that response? Nothing. So why are we like that in the first place? And Jesus deserves to be angry at those officers, the Pharisees, everyone that mistreated him, and he showed love. He didn't even say a bad word. Well, when he was rebuking them, yes. But he himself did not go out his way to stone them. He did not go out his way to hurt anybody. He didn't put a hand on no one. So if Jesus can forgive the people that killed him, you can forgive someone who's hurt you as well. Someone who's hurt you. People have hurt me, I've forgiven them now. I didn't forgive them at the time, but I've gone back. I'm like, you know what? It's actually not worth it anymore. It's not worth the quarrel. It's not worth losing a friend. It's not worth losing that person over this small issue, because Christ is so big in my life that this is so small compared to what Christ has gone through. Why am I so upset at such a small thing? And I'm not saying it's small, because some situations can be big, but the love of Christ is bigger than any anger you're going through. It's so much bigger. And then you realize it's not worth it. It's not worth going through that. There's been times I've been mad at my friends trying to force me to do things I don't want to do. And then I realize I feel like I'm correct. I'm top of the world. I'm following God so much. And God's not giving up on those people. He's not giving up on some friends I don't believe. So why have I? Why have I pushed myself back? God convicted me about that bad. Go back to those people, Nick. You're not done with them. They might not see the light now, but God willing, they will. I can't force people to believe. But I can anger people by keeping my distance away from them. These are my friends. I wanted to keep away from sin as much as possible. I said to myself, I can't be near them. I can't go to do what they do. I'm gonna stay at home. And I hurt them. I said bad things on videos I did when I first began the channel. It's not like I've always been able to be wise, and this has been, I'm growing every day. I'm still learning. And when I first started this channel, I thought I had everything all together. But when you say something, you don't even realize what you're saying. There was times, even when I started the videos, it's like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm making a video to target this person. So it wasn't even, I was planning videos on people. It wasn't even for the world. It was just for my own gain, my intentions. But God told me, Nick, calm down, stop being angry. It's okay. It's not your decision. They made a choice. They might change their mind one day about me, but Nick, it's not for you to worry. It's not for you to get so angry about. I gave everyone free will. I got so mad, annoyed. They laughed at me. I even realized, and then I look back a few weeks later and I realized, what am I doing? I'm a sinner. I'm becoming a Pharisee. I'm getting angry at my friends for something I think is correct, and I realized, I opened my eyes and realized, oh, I'm becoming prideful here. And that anger I had in my heart for the people that don't believe, it's gonna go to everyone. Because there's a lot of people that don't believe. So how am I gonna interact with them? So I had to pray. I had to get back to God, and I seek forgiveness. I was an angry person. I was angry at my friends at that time, but now we're good now. But what I'm saying is this: if you store up your anger for so long, you're going to hurt people along the way. You need to be able to forgive. You know, God here, Jesus says here, don't even come to me. Go to your friend first. Sort out your situation before you give your sacrifice. That's so powerful. You know, we see with Cain and Abel at the start in Genesis 4, how, you know, his hands ruined, like he killed his own brother out of jealousy. His own flesh and blood out of jealousy. And that's us, not in a literal sense, but with our mouths. We can hurt someone. We can hurt one another. We don't know what people are going through behind closed doors sometimes. We might say something out of ignorance. Anger is dangerous. It's more, don't underestimate your anger. You know, I've learned a lot on the way. I always remember that slow to anger first. Whenever I watch my football team play, slow to anger, because they just let me down sometimes. But I gotta realize, hey, it's not even that deep. Football isn't everything. Jesus is. Sports isn't everything. Jesus is. When you realize Jesus is everything, everything in this world is just doesn't compare. it doesn't compare. It's not close. So why am I getting mad over it? There's nothing to get mad about. When bad things happen, I have Jesus. I'll get annoyed if he left, but I know he's not going to leave me. So what's there to be mad about? Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. So what I say is this. Your anger is not stronger than the love Jesus has for you, or the love that person has for you. Anger is something very dangerous if you leave it for too long. Work on it. Sort it out with that person. Forgive. Let them forgive if it's happened to you. It might even not be your fault. But love is stronger than any anger issue or any anger emotion. Love is the answer over hate any day of the week. Jesus did not once complain when he was getting beaten up. You even see in the Bible, he didn't once complain about getting beaten. He didn't once complain on the cross. Get me down, guys. It's too much. He didn't complain. So what's there to be angry about? The love of Jesus is so fulfilling, so much, that there's no room for me to be angry with anything, because he's removed it. Let God fix your heart. It all starts from here. We can have the external, we're all looking good externally, but internally we're broken. I was broken. After when I broke up with my girl last year, I was broken. Well, not my girl, it's my ex, but I was broken. And I don't get depressed, but those few days, I pray no one goes over any breakup. I pray no one goes through a breakup. They're so bad. I've never felt so down. I've never been so angry at myself. But God's love for me at that time was stronger than any anger I had. Even when Cain killed Abel, God still wanted to look after him and put a mark on his head. Because God's love is stronger than any anger. As mad as God was, he wasn't going to forsake Cain. God did not forsake Jesus. He rose him from the dead. Like, God is not going to forsake you. And that is so powerful. God's love is bigger than any wrath he had. As much as we talk about, oh, God wiped out the Canaanites. Oh, God killed 175,000 soldiers in Isaiah. Why are we shocked at that? Be shocked that you are still alive. Be shocked that his love for you is stronger than any anger he has. Because we shouldn't be alive. He's so angry that we sin all the time. But his love on the cross is stronger than that. That's where we should be shocked. We should be shocked by that. Not by his wraths, not by him punishing Sodom and Gomorrah and bringing out all the sulfurs, balls and whatever. Be mad, be confused, be in awe of the love he has for you. Don't awe his anger. Yes, he's a just God. That's amazing. Glory to him for that. But his love is stronger. And he alliterates that a lot of times. So be slow to anger, slow to speak. Hear that person out. You might not understand their perspective. You might be ignorant of an issue. But any love is stronger. The smallest speck of love is stronger than a whole pool of anger. Anger destroys relationships. Anger is uncontrollable at times. But love is so free. It's so beautiful when it's used. Forgive. Turn the other cheek. And love your enemies. I hope this video made sense. God bless you all.